Hey everyone, Ethan here from Extreme RC 4x4, and here I have my Traxxas TRX4 kit that I'm working on building as a Dodge Power Wagon. That's the body I ended up going with for my Class 2 build, just because I think the large wheel wells will help with the looks of these really big J-Concepts tires. So as you can see in the video, I've been doing a lot of trimming to these wheel wells, and I'm still probably not done yet. But the main thing I wanted to show was what I've done with the electronics to make it work with this body, because as you know, the TRX4 has all these electronics on these trays on the sides. So with a narrow body like the Power Wagon, it just doesn't work super well. So to start, sorry I have the shock tower off, but to start, the first thing I did was I made this bracket for the ESC, which allows me to turn it 90 degrees, and then all the wires still run the same direction. And on the first version I didn't have this, but on this new updated version I have a channel going underneath of the ESC, so you can run wires from this servo, or if you happen to have the lights where the light switch mounts right here, I ended up having to trim that post down just so I can get this body to sit as low as possible. What I'm working on right now is some rear shock towers that will allow me to get the shocks inside of this little piece that's in the bed where the shock towers go, on like an SCX-10 or something. But the next thing I had to do was with the radio box, receiver box, however you like to call it. So I had to make these two aluminum rods right here that go down into this spur gear cover where the screws are. So what this threaded rod has two grub screws on the end of it, so it's essentially just threaded on the ends too. So I screwed these rods in to where the screws would normally be for this case, and then on the other end they're drilled and tapped so I can screw this mounting plate onto it. So then this 3D printed mounting plate, you screw the electronics box onto from the bottom side and then screw it onto here. And also, if you have one of these trucks, you know that the antenna is normally mounted right here, which would be on this, coming out of this end of the radio box. So what I did was I pulled the extra slack of this antenna cable out of here, and I ran it over to this side of the radio box. There's also a mount for the antenna, which is where it sits now. It does get pushed back a little bit by the cab, but I just thought I would put it there for the time being. And I had some of this cable wrap that I've had for forever, so I decided I would make all of this look a little bit more tidy. Something I'm going to try to keep doing in the future. And pulled all the slack into the box, so it looks very neat and clean. I still have the use of all of my diff locks and the 2-speed transmission. I really want to keep these front inner fenders, even though there's not much left of them, just because of having the mount in the front. My plan is to put a servo winch up here and run it out of this cross member, and then also run a small battery for the competition, so I can get away from having all that weight. This stock battery tray, I have trimmed the body around it, so I'll go ahead and put the body on so we can all have a look at that. I am printing a new rear shock tower. I think I mentioned that already, but it should be done in a couple minutes here, so you guys will probably see that in the next video of this truck. Move this battery cable. So this is as low as I have it sitting right now. I'm still going to try to get it to sit lower a little bit at least, because it's hitting this back shock tower. My goal is to go as low as possible without having tire rub. And as you can see in the front here, I still need to work on some of these shock towers, or the inner fenders, a little bit. You can probably not see it very well, but anyways, there's a lot of trimming that has to happen to make a Power Wagon body fit onto the TRX4 like it should. But hopefully I'll be able to release some of these parts that I've been making to make this work for myself on Shapeways. That way you guys can get access to them or directly from me. If you need anything, let me know. One thing that does bother me is that I have this big open gap between the cab and the bed now because I had to do all that trimming. So I might do like a little piece to fill that in or something. But we'll see as time goes on. Also, I have all the J Concepts tires on these Traxxas Speedlock wheels now, but I only had 4 rings, so all of the back sides of them are attached, and then I'm just going to machine my own rings for the front. I am already experimenting with style like you would see on like a Hummer right here. I think this came out pretty good, and I'll probably end up machining a set like this just because I think it looks unique and different from what you typically see with just an external ring. This kind of makes up a whole wheel, I guess. But I do have all the hardware to put those all on myself, but we'll see where it goes, and hopefully I can get this thing a little bit more put together. I have about a week until the next competition, so if I could have this thing done by then, that would be great, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to make it or not. I am a very particular body painter. Everything has to be perfect, so it's probably going to take me a solid day just to mask the thing out, and I don't even have paint yet. I'm thinking of doing like the forest green color that some of these original Power Wagons came in, of course, with the black fenders and the black side steps we have here. And for the time being, I'll probably end up printing some side rails here. I don't think I'll be machining and making a set in time for the next competition, but you'll definitely be seeing some aluminum bumpers on this because they are very simple to make for the TRX4, especially on the CNC machine. But go ahead, let me know what you guys think of the modifications I've done today. If there's something you'd like me to do on this truck, please feel free to let me know. This will be my first Class 2 rig. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.